Famous AAA.
Famous AAA.
Make sure you're loud and clear.
I'm gonna follow you, King.
No doubt.
Yeah. Polka dot man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so go ahead, shoot the breeze, Sam, man.
Yeah, what I was telling you earlier, but when we was off camera though, I was saying like I don't know if it's the lighting, but Loma looked like he ain't really he ain't had to dehydrate too much. He look a little soft. I'm not saying soft like he not in shape, soft, like boxing shape, but he ain't look shredded to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Not that it's a bodybuilding contest, but Teofimo looked kind of like he had the Tim Bradley abs, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but his skin looked a little pale though. I don't know what that's about either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was getting no sunshine, COVID and all that. You know, he wanted to be indoors. I don't even know what his camp really looked like. I seen a little bit of that Top Rank video, but I don't really like Top Rank because they racist. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really support them like that. Serious, like, you know what I mean? They do their black fighters dirty. You know what I mean? They hyping up Teofimo, and I support him. He from Brooklyn, you know what I mean? But still in all, man, he a little kid, man. You know what I'm saying? They hyping Loma up. You know what I'm saying? Loma done got dropped by Gary Russell Jr. They ain't call it. I seen him. He got hit with a punch. He went down. They ain't call it. Referee swept him up. Like, they was trying to save him. That fight was a little closer than... That's why I don't really know how this fight gonna go, because Teofimo's still a little kid, man. You know what I mean? And like I was telling Famous, you know what I mean? Like, when Floyd beat Canelo, they said Canelo was green. He had more fights than Floyd. You know what I'm saying? That was the excuse. It was built in already. So what they gonna say about this? They talking about Loma gonna be the greatest fighter since Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, son. Then y'all erased his loss. How you gonna erase a loss? I seen him get beat. I watched him get beat. I'm not saying he ain't come on in the 12th round with Salido, but he got beat by a cab driver. You know what I mean? And that nigga literally drive cabs. Salido. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know how it's gonna go. If Teofimo laying on his chin, I know he could go down because what's his name? Linares dropped him. Man, Linares is not that good. They just be hyping these certain kind of fighters up. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's that no black fighter rule, like Cameron Duncan just said. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. We knew that already. That's why Canelo ducked the Charlos and all that for years. You know what I'm saying? He been ducking them. They had the same promoter, everything. You know what I mean? Pacquiao ducking black fight. Like, this it should get crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't even want to make it just about race, but it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be for real. And every time you say that, then people try, oh, you being racist. Listen, man. It's a fact, man. It's about race, man. When you black and good, like Joe Frazier had a quote. When he said this a long time ago, he told Marvin Hagler that. He said, the problem is you good, you a lefty, and you black. You know what I mean? And then when you black and good, and you ain't smiling and kissing ass and trying to fit in, they got a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, look at the black fighters they do promote. Anthony Joshua, because he try to be a good boy. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Loma ducking black. He ducked Haney. And then they gonna try to gift him Haney. Come on, son. I'm not saying Haney deserved the belt or not, but he won it. Don't take his belt and give it to Loma and try to make him undisputed, because he's not. He a franchise champion. They requested it. And they said that he requested it. Then he tried to backpedal on it, but like I said, it's all bullshit. They trying to hype the white guy up. I don't even care, man. It is what it is. He a good fighter though, but he ain't the greatest of all time. Since Muhammad Ali and Floyd, like, get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, so Aaron Pryor would have walked through him. You know what I'm saying? He can't even beat the young fighters now. I think Tank will walk through him, to be honest with you. I'm not saying he can't beat Tank, but what he got to stop Tank from walking through him? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? People don't like Tank. They don't like Haney because he black, you know what I'm saying? Unless two black fighters is fighting each other, then they'll try to pick one, the nicest one. You know what I mean? So they'll pick Haney over Tank. But really, Loma duck Haney. So yeah, y'all could go on. It's 7:15. I ain't gonna talk too much.
Hold on. Before we get in, salute to Retro Boxing Documentaries in the building. Gene Thomas says Loma look like he want all the smoke. I'm calling now Loma by stoppage. Everybody act like it's for sure going the distance. Okay, good assessment. Derek McGee, I see you in the building. He's trying to market himself. Okay. All right, so we're gonna pass it over to my guy Kwame. Let it rip.
Man, listen, man, like I gotta always go with Brooklyn. That's just what it is. So,
Boom, bang, bang.
so it may seem a little biased because we got the Sandman on here and then me.
There you go.
But it's all good. Like I had to go with Brooklyn. However, I'm saying my heart is there, but my head's with Lomachenko, and only because there's a couple of things that I saw that I kind of was like it raised red flags because I look at body language, I look at how people respond to things, and I don't know. I just didn't like all the talking that was being done from Teofimo's camp, earlier leading up to the fight. Because to me, it kind of seemed like he was trying to convince himself of the things he was saying. And I always kind of find that killers and tough guys don't talk too much. They just about it. They just gonna do what they gotta do. They're gonna just lay people down if that's what it's gonna be about. And if the fight was at 130 pounds, I'd say Lomachenko all day. But the fact that this fight is at 135 pounds, and as Sandman brought up with the weigh-in and how their bodies look, Lomachenko, take a look at how Oscar De La Hoya's body looked when he went to go fight Bernard Hopkins. He moves up, he puts on the weight, but it doesn't. You could tell that they're putting on weight that really isn't naturally the weight for them. Where you got a guy like Lopez who actually could be fighting at 140. So for him to be at 135 pounds, he's gonna look a whole lot better at the weigh-in because it's more like he's doing more to come down. I think about 2 weeks ago, we saw both of them posting pictures about where they were at from a weight perspective, and on the same day we saw Lopez was at 146 pounds and Lomachenko was at like 140 pounds. So you got a guy who's just naturally bigger than another guy, but you have another guy who has incredible skills. But at 135 pounds, this guy who had these superhuman quote unquote matrix skills at 130 pounds, we've seen a lot of we'll say him being mortal at 135, with getting dropped in his first fight with Linares, with going through that war he went through with Pedraza. I mean, this guy's face was tattooed up against Pedraza, and we watched Tank kind of walk through dude.
I was there.
we saw that. So I think there's a lot of variables in the fight overall, and it's what makes a great fight because the attributes that these fighters have aren't the same. They're different. So you got a guy who has excellent footwork, uses a lot of angles, has a huge amateur background, has fought top competition, I would say at 130 pounds, and made a lot of guys quit. Where you got another guy who is naturally bigger, who puts people to sleep when he hits them, and he could box too at the same time. This guy does have a good pedigree coming up in the fight game. So I think it's just going to make for an incredible fight. I'm rooting for Brooklyn all the way, but it's not something I could take my money and say, because I'm not emotional with my money. I'm like Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank. Like when I put my monies out there, I want them to come running back to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making no emotional decisions based on, okay, this guy lived next door to me, so I'm betting on. I don't bet like that. I bet like I want my money to come back. You know what I'm saying? So because I truly don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't know how Teofimo Lopez is going to be under the bright lights. This is pressure bust pipes, and we just gonna have to see. I'm really impressed because I give Top Rank a really really hard time because I agree with a lot of stuff the Sandman said about what they do and what they about. I agree with that. But on the flip side, for them to have a fight like this to be on, I won't say cable ain't free, but close enough to free TV. It's a win-win for everybody. And so I'm just there as a fan to watch, and hopefully Brooklyn brings home the win.
Okay, I like the way y'all put that. Let's go, because I'm a little, a little different, but